Hello and welcome back to the Milltown Way. This is episode 12 and it's our final episode of 2025. We're reflecting on a strong finish to the year with a 3-1 win over Hamrun Spartans, a result that brings significant prize money into the club. We'll also discuss the confirmation of Josh Honohan's move to Lincoln City and we'll take a step back to assess what 2025 has meant for Rovers on and off the pitch. But so Adam, we'll start off with proceedings that took place last night, the final fixture of the league phase of the Conference League.
Yeah, last game of the year as well.
It's been a long time coming.
It's sad. It's very sad, but yeah, 3-1 win over Hamrun Spartans. There was times where it looked a little bit ropey.
Yeah, I was getting PTSD maybe of the game against Breidablik when Hamrun Spartans had a chance very quickly after Burke's penalty, and then they ended up equalising. I thought surely Rovers can't be signing off here with no wins under their belt.
And then the red card changed the game as well.
Yeah,
I think, but Rovers in that second half, it could have been about 7-8-1 at that one point.
Yeah, they were peppering the goal.
And it just wasn't going their way really until John McGovern got that third in the 93rd minute.
Yeah, like a point. There was points there with Gaffney's chances and stuff. It looked as if it was just harder to not score.
Yeah,
it made it look like that.
It looks more difficult to not score than to score, and in the end they won, but they're out.
We went.
It's good to have the win for pride, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like it is at the end of the day. It's €400,000 into the Rovers purse that can be used potentially for any potential January activity.
Yeah,
and particularly it's going to be required now that obviously Josh is headed the other way. That nightmares. That chicken's come home to roost.
Yeah, we'll get into that in a little while.
Yeah, but so like that's where that comes in, isn't it? Really, and Bradley spoke ahead of the game where he said that he wants to send supporters into Christmas with 3 points.
Yeah, and
a win.
It was, yeah. But yeah, no, definitely he did, and it was good to see a win there because obviously in the Conference League, it hasn't been a great season so far.
No, it's been, but it's look, as we've already
and especially with 2 losses at home, it's nice for the last one to be a win to send the fans off.
Yeah,
happy.
I was surprised by Hamrun Spartans, to be honest. Surprised by I heard of it ahead of the game, but I was still just waiting to see it. And obviously, they brought 500 supporters from Malta.
Yeah,
for a game that meant nothing to them either. In terms of a game
they were already out. Yeah, just money.
And they would have probably spent a good bit to get to Dublin and get there.
Yeah, I can't imagine what's fair trek from Malta.
Yeah, it's quite a few hours. Sean's Aviations again.
It's always
one
back
last
to
year of 2025. For one last time,
always back to.
But yeah, it was good. It's always nice to see a good following from the away team, particularly in the European games.
It's nice to see when obviously the stadium wasn't full, but
yeah,
it was a decent number for a game that had, in theory, nothing on the line.
Yeah, and particularly when it's a cup game, so it's a case of it's not as if it comes with the season ticket or anything. So,
no, you're paying that extra.
Yeah, you're paying extra. So if it's someone who hasn't bought, tickets for the 3-match pack for argument's sake, and let alone that was an extremely cold night.
Yeah, it was freezing. One of the coldest evenings in there.
Yeah.
But still an attendance of 5,810, which isn't bad.
It's a good number.
Yeah,
it led to an average attendance across the European games of around 7,000.
That's good, to be fair, yeah.
What other club would have it?
No.
Some other clubs rented out Tallaght Stadium this year and still didn't produce the numbers until an English club came along.
Yeah, they only get the numbers when Mateta was in town.
Exactly. And that same team didn't register a goal.
No,
in the league phase, which is disappointing.
They drew at Selge though, which is.
I saw that and I thought
unexpected.
That's not.
It's not great.
It's not great for what we've been barking on about since this.
Selge were falling apart. Like they were unbeaten. They won 3 games from 3 to start, and then they lost 2 and drew 1.
Yeah, and they ended up in around mid-table, wasn't it?
Yeah, 13th in the end, which is still not too bad for them, but.
No, but when you think of it, when they played us, and it was a case that they were headed for, first 8 because they're going straight into the round of 16 as opposed to now they have a playoff. It just kind of completely contradicted what we've been saying all along.
It has a bit, but
backward.
Yeah, but Shasta didn't score a goal, so and we finished ahead of them, so
yeah. Well, that's it. Rovers wrapped up in 31st place. Had Rovers have beaten Breidablik, they would have
Yeah,
finished on 7 points level with the teams who did qualify. Because if you look at it from 21st until
the,
26th, everyone's on 7 points.
yeah, the goal difference wouldn't have been enough though.
No, but if you say, for example, let's say Rovers won that game
Oh yeah, true.
by one, they would have an extra 3 goal difference on top of what they have.
That's I suppose yeah.
So then they would have been on -3. Now that's still not enough, but it just would have meant they just needed one extra goal last night.
They would have been going for that extra goal a bit more, and they would have been pushing on that bit more.
Yeah, so like if for argument's sake they beat Breidablik by 2, or just got one more goal last night,
Yeah, I
they would
suppose
have ifs and buts.
ifs, buts, and maybes.
Yeah,
But
it's Well, no, look, we spoke about this in plentiful supply ahead of the game and stuff. They've had a remarkable season, and I don't. You're not going to put them. You're not going to judge them too harshly.
No.
When looking at this European campaign and
definitely not.
in isolation, yeah, maybe Rovers should have done better. I think Bradley wouldn't refuse to acknowledge that, but
No.
he's probably maybe too proud a man to say that it was influenced by Europe and was a case that
Yeah.
that it is gonna have an impact.
It will have an impact, and also the factor of playing so many games and everything.
Yeah, and on the go since February,
Yeah.
since Mould.
Yeah.
Winning 1-0 there, Michael Noonan becoming the youngest goal scorer in European competition.
Yeah, that was
And since then, and now it's
been a long time.
now it's a week before Christmas, and Rovers have only wrapped up the season.
Yeah, it's gonna matter. And they'll be back then on the 31st of January.
Yeah, like it's still that's not even like they brought the season forward by like a couple of weeks from last season. So
yeah, it only started.
That doesn't help.
The Rovers Bows game in the Aviva.
No, your favourite one.
That was the 16th, I think, last year. 16th of February, around that.
Yeah, well, yeah, you're right, yeah.
And then this year, the 6th Rovers will be kicking off the league against the new team in the league.
Yeah.
Dundalk.
Yeah. But no, the performance last night overall was good. It was positive. Second half, as you said, and as you've written in your match report as well. That is available on the milltownway.com. Does go into that detail that it was a dominant performance from Rovers in the second half. They didn't look like letting up. As you said in the match report, it was a dominant display in the second half.
Yeah,
maybe the red card did. As you said, it definitely would have. And has or did play a part in it. But I think overall Rovers looked ahead. Like they
looked the better team.
Yeah.
But looking at the stats for 5.35, I'm not a fan of XG, but 5.35, 26 shots, 14 on target. Like it's a lot.
It is quite literally they did pepper the goal. Like there was no.
Their keeper Bonello made some good saves. To be fair, for some of them.
Some of them were good.
Some of them were right at him. Yeah,
right at him. Like Roar Yaffney Effort in particular is one that stands out. And he's 1-on-1, and it kind of goes into his chest. So it's harder not to say it.
The keeper is 37 years old and still plays for the national team as well.
Where is it from?
He's Malta. He's
That's all. Well, if we're looking for a backup keeper to Ed McGinty.
Yeah, well, we got one.
Yeah, Super League 16 goal. Overall, I was pleased with the performance. So I didn't like.
It's nice to end the year and the season on a win.
It's quite like it sounds a bit more of a positive tone if you're at Rovers have been beaten and then the President's Cup on the 31st of January. You maybe a little bit look at that slightly more negative. Not that the President's Cup is
no, it's
crucial, but obviously that's a warm up essentially.
It still means something though, the President's Cup. Like it's still
a
bit of pride.
Well, yeah, that's
you'll want to be beaten.
And the president will be there.
Yeah, that's the new one.
Yeah,
that's true. Catherine Conley will be in attendance.
Yeah.
She'll be in the south stand, I heard.
Oh, yeah, she's bringing the drum that day, I think.
Few flares.
Yeah, but I think she's starting off walking down the Whitestone way.
On a sunny day. Well, it's the middle of January. That will be sunny.
Yeah, true. Well, it's a Saturday game at 5.
5 o'clock. Yeah,
it's different.
But an early kickoff. We never ever get 5 o'clock kickoffs really.
No, you never get Saturday kickoffs.
No.
Sure. And even when they put the Sunday game, it's 2 o'clock in the Aviva against Bows. Your favourite time of year?
I won't be getting into that.
It's Pats this time.
Yeah, pats and bows, but still. Why do either teams deserve it? What like
What have they done in
hang
this?
on, let's have a big showcase game in the biggest stadium in the biggest like footballing stadium that we have between fourth and fifth. Nice one.
One team's in Europe and one's not.
Yeah.
Well, to be fair to Bows now, all credit to them. You know, they did celebrate when Rovers won the cup. They had their firework display outside the Daily Mail, so that's
Tough.
probably maybe that's why they're there to touch the hollow turf that Rovers did and lifting that cup and getting them a European place in the end.
They'll have a new kit for that as well now.
Yeah,
They'll have a
well,
kit just for the Aviva after the new kneecap one.
yeah, that I wouldn't be surprised. But looking at the game itself, Graham Burke just continues to impress, doesn't he?
He's Graham Burke.
He's now level on the all-time League of Ireland top goal scorer list for European
Yeah.
competition. So it's likely he'll become the top
Probably,
next
hopefully,
season.
yeah. We just need.
Just need to one,
Yeah,
and Rovers starting life in the Champions League qualifiers, so plenty of plenty of football there to be excited for next season as well. In terms of
yeah.
Europe, and you know, not to say you'll expect it in any way, but you know, Rovers qualifying again for European
Yeah.
competition. Bradley is
Hopefully.
as
Well, we'll be starting with the Champions League this year.
exactly. Well, that's what I'm expecting.
I think that's what we're all expecting. A few away. It'll be as much as the Conference League's great. It would be nice to get one of the other ones, like the Europa League, for example. To
Oh
have them
yeah,
two extra games is quite cool.
yeah. I wouldn't. I actually didn't even think of the two
That's
extra
why I
games.
was like, you'd have an extra home game and one extra away. That's what was
Yeah,
my thought behind it.
yeah, that's true.
Because
Yeah, because 6 games in the conference league, and it's the
I
only
don't get why
one.
it's 6 games when it's the same amount of teams.
Yeah,
And like, there's two Europa League games after Christmas, and same with the Champions League.
yeah, they're both in January, aren't they?
Yeah,
But
and the
that's it.
Conference League does not.
So you want Rovers to qualify for the Europa League and have even 2 more games?
Yeah, true. Actually,
Have they not had enough though?
they have, but like,
Have you not got your Rovers fixed for the year?
there's no such thing as that can never be filled. You're just looking for the next hit.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. But there was a lot of standout performances. I think last night, wasn't there?
Yeah,
Really, as I said, Graham Burke was one.
he always
Um,
impressive.
Obviously converting from the spot. It's the only goal he got, but he could have had more. And there
Yeah,
was one where I
this.
think I think we kind of discussed this during the game where it looked like it was going in, and Rory Gaffney tries to get a toe on it,
Yeah,
and I think he
I
might
think
have
he
done more
cleared it
bad
off the
than
line.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, just like he just showcases on a regular basis
His
how much
quality.
he
He's
means
just
to Rovers, and yeah, he's just showcasing his quality. He was kind of out of the team for a bit with injuries and stuff like that throughout the season, and then just kind of players getting a start ahead of him. But you know, once he goes back into the starting 11,
yeah,
you never question, and he shows it just why.
yeah. And while we talk about Gaffney clearing it off the line, he did play still extremely well last night. He
Yeah, he
was
did. He's one who
his
just doesn't show any
he is
signs of letting up.
no, he never really has. He never has a kind of a bad performance. Really, he just is kind of always consistent and probably gonna have another season of it. Hopefully,
Well, yeah, that's it. Bradley mentioned that in one of the not qualifiers, the European fixtures about Bradley or about Gaffney extending it again. And in that same conversation, he said about he's expecting Jack Byrne to return next month.
yeah.
So that's two huge boosts, and you know I
I think
know
we all thought that kind of nearly maybe after that cup final that was it. That was going to be
the
the way to bow out, but
yeah he doesn't show any signs of letting up
no,
though,
he
does he? He
doesn't.
doesn't look like a player who's on his last legs, or he doesn't look like a
No,
player that's struggling to be out
no,
there.
not at all. He never looks like he's tired either.
Yeah, like
He's just a machine.
he doesn't always get 90 minutes. I do
No,
notice he comes off quite a bit, but even then, like
he's 36 years of age.
yeah, and even at the same time, I'm also looking at it saying he doesn't. You know, when his number goes up, you're not kind of having a sigh of relief. Say, yeah, he needed to come off there. He's struggling.
No,
Definitely not with fitness. Anyways, he's a workhorse, and
he
long may
definitely
he
is.
continue. But
Yeah, we're not gonna. The more time you have Rory Gaffney, the better.
yeah, well, like your Rovers, you can't get enough of a Rory Gaffney fix.
That's true.
Uh, Another player who had a good game and had a lot of or a big influence was probably Danny Grant. Maybe one
Yeah,
or
he
two
impressed.
chances he might have done better with, but overall, I think he actually put in one of his better maybe best performances in a
Yeah,
Rovers
you could
shirt.
probably make an argument for it being his best performance in a Rovers jersey. But no, he did impress. Like he obviously got the goal just before the half, and just overall his impact on the game was very good. And he did have a few chances that you could say he probably should have scored, maybe scored, but you could say that about the whole team in that second half.
Well, I think everyone had. I think the only one who didn't have one was Ed McGinty. I think and he probably fancied his chances
Yeah,
after coming up for the corner last week.
yeah, true.
Um, yeah, I think it was good to see. It's nearly refreshing, maybe. I don't know if that's the right term, but to see it because as much as Rovers fans would never have any doubt of the capabilities of the squad winning the double speaks
Yeah,
for itself. But just because there's been what 3 games since winning the cup, I think it's a little bit easier for some supporters to forget
yeah, it
this
is.
double, and when realistically they've won the double, but there's been 3 games since. 2 of them were defeats going into the game.
Yeah.
So it does take a little bit. I think not for me personally, but I can
No,
see it
you could see
across
the
social
argument being made,
media.
and especially because football fans in general tend to be, what's the right word? They only
Fickle.
you're only as good as your last game realistically.
Yeah,
So you could see why fans would be a bit disheartened over the last few games, and it's good to go out with the win and in such a dominant fashion as well.
yeah,
I know the scoreline was only 3-1, but
should have been more.
it very well could have been maybe 6-1 or
Yeah,
5-1 maybe.
like even like Danny Grant, he had 5 shots in the game. 3 of them were on target, and there was one where as I said, he probably should have done better, but
Yeah,
um, he got his goal in the end, and definitely well earned, and that was courtesy nearly of Graham Burke as well.
yeah, it
So
was
he always
an
has to have
assist.
a yeah,
It went down as an assist in the stat sheet, so
yeah.
you have to give credit there. But
Can't argue with the paper.
no, you can't. Well, football's not played on paper.
But yeah, like it's good to see. It was nearly like as I said because we've seen them against Shakhtar, and it was not the it was we as I said, it was a good performance, and
Yeah,
they deserve something from it. But to have the goals to match the good performance
yeah, it
was
was
good to
good
see
to
it
have
again.
that. Yeah,
It's good to see they still it was never doubted, but seeing them showcasing that they still had it in their locker is always a good thing as well.
yeah, it is. And that was just good to get a win in Europe
Yeah,
against top European opposition. It is always good to get a win.
well that's
Like,
it. It's like let alone anything else, €400,000 that goes into the bank of
yeah,
Rovers. And again, that might be used to replace Josh Honohan, or a certain slice of it might be.
yeah, that's very true. It could be that money will come in very handy to replace them, and as well as the 500,000 that they got.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And there's add-ons from Lincoln City in the transfer as well that
Yeah,
might see it rise up to nearly $1 million. Which is good for Josh. I think it's definitely a deserved price tag. I don't think
yeah, no, hundred
if
percent.
anything, it's kind of
It
underestimated.
probably is, yeah, but
I think it could have been higher maybe if it's going to go in any direction. Because Josh has been incredible in the 2 years he's at Rovers, and you know he's just shown that week on a weekly basis. So
yeah,
um, yeah, as you've said, Ari, we'll get onto that
we
onto the
will.
sad
Onto
montage
this,
for Josh.
yeah. Where's Everybody Hurts by REM? That's what we need right now.
That's what you're feeling.
Yeah, it's sad. We kind of expected it, but and we've expected it for a few weeks now. Uh, Especially with him not. You question whether or not he was even in the country at one point.
Well, I'm probably right at this rate if he has a move wrapped up to Lincoln City out of nowhere. Well, not
Yeah,
out of nowhere, but we kind of knew that was coming
we did. Yeah, we knew it
all
was coming.
along.
And it was predicted. We thought it was coming, but it's doesn't mean it's any easier.
Yeah, expecting it. Yeah. But I suppose look, we've touched on it, and it is one of these things that the money aspect of it. Stephen Bradley spoke in his program notes ahead of that Hamrun Spartans game last night, um, and spoke of the little amount of money that you receive for winning the league, and we mentioned it already,
Yeah,
of getting 135,000 to win the League of Ireland, which is really it's laughable.
yeah, it is.
In his program notes, he did mention that he spoke with someone of AEK Athens about that,
Yeah,
and they laughed and said they spent more on their Christmas party. Must be a really good Christmas
Yeah,
party.
it must be good. I
But
wouldn't mind going to that Christmas party.
nonetheless, it's just again and again we're shown the little amount of money that goes into football in Ireland and
Yeah,
the disrespect maybe the league receives.
it does get disrespected, not only from certain other fans, but
You
also
mean the ones that might have been in Tallaght Stadium for Shelbourne against Crystal Palace?
yeah, it's a lot. Yeah, probably.
The exact same one.
Yeah, but then it is also disrespected by just in general probably the governing body of football in Ireland.
Yeah, yeah, I'd agree. Bradley kind of, if anyone hasn't read it, it's you'll find it online somewhere on Twitter. You'll find that the program notes that he left because they are quite damning. From Bradley as you'd expect, and you know he also added on that from Athens that they couldn't understand the club's not getting revenue from it being on
Yeah,
TV.
yeah, I suppose.
So there's so many elements to it that when you put all them together and you see Rovers on a regular basis qualifying for European football,
Yeah,
and you see Shelbourne in there too, in qualifying for European football
yeah,
this season. You'd have to if you're someone outside of Ireland, you'd struggle to wrap your head around how it's even possible to qualify for the conference on
yeah.
a
You would,
regular
yeah,
basis, the way Rovers have done.
yeah, but yeah, you would, especially it's if you didn't know the context and everything, you'd be like, how are these teams even getting into the competition? But it's been proven this year that it's possible, and especially with two teams getting it, it's a gigantic achievement.
Yeah, it's Rally's comments were positive about Josh's move more than they were negative. Obviously, not wanting to miss a player like Josh, but at the same time, it adds to the revenue that Rovers have received since his time, and it's rising up to 8 million now.
That's
Um,
madness.
with player sales, so that's between obviously Josh, Victor, you've Gavin Bazunu,
Yeah,
these players that and like you look, it's funny because you look at them, particularly with Josh's. And you look at it and say there probably should have been more money there if it's going to go in any direction. So you look at 8 million, you think maybe it could have or maybe it should have been more than eight
yeah,
million.
you could argue that as well, but it's still going to take 500,000. You're not going to complain about half a
No,
million.
it's just I think there was an initial bid of 600,000 in the summer from Lincoln, to take Josh.
Yeah,
So it's just that it's gone down slightly, but again with
yeah,
add-ons and stuff, it might go up to the million.
yeah.
Um,
I don't like this add-ons nonsense.
I know it's very 2025
Yeah, just
football.
yeah, it's very football manager.
Um, but I suppose the good thing for Josh is he's going to Lincoln and their plans for him are he's going straight into the starting 11.
Yeah,
So that's like, it's not a case of someone who might be leaving too early, which he also spoke on.
yeah. There's the fears of that as a player that you might be leaving too early, but
See, with Josh, he's 24.
he is. Yeah,
He's just a bit older, and he's plenty of experience across Cork, across playing for Rovers and winning the league now and winning the cup, playing in Europe, playing in the Conference League twice. You know, so he has that in plentiful supply. Um, and I'm sure he'll be a good addition for Lincoln City as well.
yeah. No, definitely, 100% will be. And as much as it pains me that he's leaving, all the best to him, and hopefully they can do all right with him, and hopefully they can do well.
Rovers need a replacement next
Yeah,
month for him, which is not it's just a slight concern, only slight because the recruitment so far from Rovers has been majority positive.
yeah.
There's not many signings that go particularly badly.
No, there's not loads, but
You obviously have Enda Stevens signing.
yeah.
He's that bit older. He's not going to be able to play every game,
No,
particularly if
especially
this
if
is going to
there's
be a 10-month season again. If Rovers qualified next year for Europe,
yeah, and especially when during that summer period where you do have the European qualifiers as well.
yeah, like you play like he'll need to be prepared to play a lot of football, and he like no one's going to expect that of him.
No,
That's no one will expect that of him, and so in the same breath, it's kind of like you need another player in there, and you need like the options. I don't know who will come in. Who Rowers will probably already have some some targets in mind.
Yeah,
But yeah, I suppose in that breath, it's replacing a player like Josh is going to be a difficult task.
it will be. Yeah, a player that quality, can you ever really truly replace them?
Yeah, you're going all out Pep Guardiola
Yeah,
here,
I
are you?
know.
We
we
cannot
cannot.
replace him.
Well, it was Pep lying when he said that. But who we've got?
I don't know. It's
Who's
the League of
City
Ireland
got?
podcast. It's a Shamrock Rovers podcast, pal.
Sorry.
I'm talking about Manchester City, am
Okay, sorry, bud.
I? But no, like re what you said. It's I think everyone at Rovers can acknowledge they all hope. Obviously, they didn't want the day to come, but yeah, again,
It
it's
has
the
come.
best.
Yeah.
The best of luck to him. He will be missed by Rovers. He'll be missed by the supporters, and even earlier in the season, he had a chant for him. I heard it at Waterford away. I think I heard it at Drogheda away in the cup,
Mm.
just slightly. Maybe he was getting trialled, but yeah, never became a fan favorite. Probably because then everyone thought there's no point if he's
No,
gonna
yeah,
be
if
leaving,
he's leaving.
putting the effort into.
The champ was on loan. It was a
Exactly. Yeah.
loan deal. You
Um,
can't fall in love with the loan.
he comes across well. He done an interview with the club on exiting, nearly an exit interview, and spoke of the good times he's had at Rovers and everything he's learned, and the stuff that Stephen Bradley would have said to him when he joined from Cork, and the type of personnel that Rovers require if you're going to be there.
Yeah,
So he speaks very well.
yeah, he comes across well. And I did like him coming out last night at the match at half
Yeah,
time. That was a nice
Sl-
display.
slightly that was nice, but I was slightly maybe disappointed by how all that unfolded because
Hmm.
he comes out at half time. He's obviously still at the ground and he's still in the stadium for the rest of the game. It's not like even
Yeah,
at half time, unless he's on the straight on the plane to Lincoln.
his
Um,
dinner was on.
but it's just a case of I thought at full time there
He
probably
would have
maybe should have
came
been a
back.
bit more. He probably should have came
Yeah,
back out, I think, and I think there just probably should have been a bit more because as I've said in this podcast, there's probably going to be a couple of names that leave next month.
yeah.
And I think that's maybe why you're seeing Aaron Green and Sean Kavanagh.
Come on, yeah, you could expect them to go as well.
So I just think
More players leave.
if they're already confirmed and the substitution kind of would back up my point that he probably is. The both of them are confirmed that they're going to depart. Sean
Yeah,
Kavanagh signed the 1 year contract last summer. There was question marks around why Rovers re-signed him, but I think there is a lot of quality in that player.
yeah,
Even when there was one particular moment in the game last night after he came on where he kind of cuts through a ball into the box. He's on the right hand side and obviously he's preferred left foot, but he hit it with his left on
yeah,
the outside of his boot and it kind of cuts in and creates a chance there. So it's definitely, as I said, there's definitely still a player there for someone else. It's just a matter of where he goes with it. But back to my original point is just more that if these are confirmed, I think they deserve a bit more than what they got. And that's not that's nothing on like say Rovers or it's just a bit. There just should have been a bit more. I think at the end of the day, yes, it is a six. What did we say? 6.5 basically week break.
yeah.
So it's not a normal end of season. Say goodbye to everyone. That's it. Season, maybe 2 months or so.
Yeah, it's
But at the same time, if we're never going to see Aaron Green or Sean Cavanagh put on a Rover shirt again, there needed to be a bit more of a
bit more of a display, a bit more pageantry, pomp
like
and
to kind of
circumstance.
show them off a bit.
Yeah, thank them for their
Yeah,
service over the years.
yeah, exactly. And I think that kind of lacked it a bit. I was a bit surprised by that how quickly it kind of just went straight down. Or
They
obviously Bradley
done
doing the three pumps and
and everyone clapping and stuff. Yeah, there wasn't any like big pomp and circumstance around it really.
no,
So,
which that just surprised me slightly because I said it's the last home game or the last game of the year.
yeah,
Not normal, sir. Well, it's becoming a little bit of the norm
yeah,
of having more games after the league ends. But
yeah. Well, this day last year, as we're recording, the
yeah,
19th
I
of
know.
December, there was a
Uh,
little trip across the Stamford Bridge.
yeah, well, I saw that on all over social media this year to save me from tears. I'll give it to Stephen Bradley.
What a time!
Rung out in Tallaght as well
Yeah,
against Hamrun Spartans.
this exact time last year, probably about 6 o'clock, was the march to the stadium.
Oh yeah, that took a
I took a detour to some random pub.
well, what
Phone
a
was
day!
probably dead at that point as well.
What a day that
Yeah,
was.
what a day. I'm
Um,
sure everyone in Made over had some stories to tell from that day.
that's exactly it. It was a memorable trip, and Rovers put up the video of the celebrations when Marcus Poom leveled it,
Yeah,
and like the limbs.
it was. It
It
was
was,
pure limbs.
it was, yeah. But I
It's
suppose aside from all that, there is also the report that came out this morning from the Irish Examiner. It has
yep,
yet to be. I haven't seen anyone else report it at present, but there's of course Stephen McPhail has
yep.
departed. Um,
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere, that news.
yeah, it did.
It's unexpected.
Definitely unexpected. He's at the club 9 years in that role as sporting director. And then to come out kind of the day after the season's officially wrapped up. I was surprised by it.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's a case of it's a mutual agreement. I don't know if it's a case like it's kind of the only information I know is that he seems to be resigning. Um, Look, at the same time, it's as much as it's aging on the players, to put or taxing
yeah.
to play across 10 months. That for Bradley, Glenn Crone, and Steve McPhail, it's the same.
It's just as bad. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not as bad on the body, but mentally it is.
yeah, and like when they're like the players, they're going across all of Europe. They're going to
Yeah,
Kosovo. They're going to play Balkany. They're going to Gibraltar to play St. Joseph. So
yeah,
and he's part and parcel of that. And obviously he was also he was a temporary head coach when Rovers played Derry City earlier in the year because
yeah.
obviously Stephen Bradley and Glenn Cronin were doing the marathon.
Yeah, the helicopter was a few minutes late.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
So there is that, but we of the Milltown Way reached out to the club for comment. Um, Regarding Steve McPhail, we didn't. We've yet to receive a response. We may not. We may do. So I can't. There's no official confirmation from our end, in
yeah,
any ways, to say that this is, of course, the way it is, um, or in what the circumstances are in which McPhail is leaving. If it is a mutual agreement, if he's just resigned on his own.
yeah.
Um, but
But
yeah, I'm sure
it is a
there's
fresh story, so more details will probably come out in the next few days.
yeah, and there's obviously plenty of fuel to the fire if the Irish Examiner are going to go ahead with a story like that. So
Yeah, other places have started to report it, but it's all the same information that the Irish Examiner reported
no,
earlier
nothing
today.
extra.
No, nothing new. Yeah,
No. Yeah, like it'll be sad if it obviously look it's very likely that it is true. And it's obviously sad to see McPhail such a servant to the club.
yeah,
Both in his role as sporting director and in the background of the Rovers and his role as a player.
yeah,
So it is quite, and he'll be quite a hole in the squad as well. That will need replacing in the new
yeah.
year if it is the case that he is leaving after
Another
9 years in that position.
another player, another hole that needs to be plugged. Another missing link gone.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. Another piece of the puzzle that makes
Yeah,
this all right.
yeah. We need. I don't know. It'll be tough to get any replacement for him as well, especially considering how long he's been at the club and the success the club has had during that period.
Yeah,
And he's only
well,
46. He only turned 46 last week. Like,
yeah, because it's quite a young management team that the
yeah,
Rovers have with across Bradley, Cronin, and himself.
very young. Yeah,
So it'll be interesting to see how Rovers go about it and replacing him. But I suppose looking ahead, or well, before we look ahead, we'll look back.
yeah.
2025,
It's officially
it's
over.
officially ended.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, not the year. We still have a few more days in the whole year left. But
Still more days until the fella in the big red suit comes on.
yeah, till the
But
big man, and then till the countdown on New Year's Eve, of course.
yeah, but
So
in terms of football, or in terms of seeing Shamrock Rovers play football,
that's it.
that is obviously it for the year. What a year it has been, of
A good
course.
year,
Um, you know, Aside from the obvious of winning the league, winning the double, there's been a lot of big moments, and I think for Rovers, obviously it started in Norway, playing Mold,
yeah. Yep.
was followed by a trip to the Aviva to play Bows.
Oh, here we go.
um,
That was.
and
Yeah.
then obviously,
That doesn't feel like that. That for some reason that feels longer than only like a few months. For
yeah,
some reason that feels like it was about 3 years ago.
But it was 10 months ago.
I suppose, yeah.
That's
It's quite long, to be fair.
yeah,
But
no, it is. That and the disappointment I think that probably followed when Rovers then returned. I think there was a lot of hope that Rovers can actually do it. You're taking a 1-0 lead from Mould.
into Tallaght, yeah.
That obviously lose out on penalties was disappointing
That was a sad day.
to start out like that. But then,
I don't like penalties.
yeah, we liked them on,
Yeah, we liked them a little while later, but
in the well, it's what it's now called the Sullivan and Lamb Park.
yeah.
You can't keep up with the name. It draw the United Stadium.
But at that time, in February, penalties weren't very well liked.
They weren't in
No, they weren't in fashion, yeah.
until Rovers done it then from the spot
Yeah.
against Drogheda in the cup quarter final. That led obviously was another step it made it another step closer to completing the double
Yeah.
that we saw
The historic double.
in the Aviva on the 9th of November against Cork.
Yeah. And then first home game was Rovers Pats start of March.
Yeah,
Actually played first 3 games were all away from home.
yeah.
Well, the first one wasn't in anyone's home stadium. But that's neither here nor there.
It was so first game was neutral.
Yeah. Then 2 away days. First proper away day was to Shelbourne in Talca Park, a 1-1 draw.
And that's how it starts next season as well.
Yeah.
Second game is away to Shelbourne. That schedule kind of lines out a little bit similar in some respect.
Yeah, there's a few similarities. Starting the league with Dundalk at home isn't bad, but ending it at Dundalk away.
Oh, you'll be able to hear yourself think.
Oh, not with that Oriel Park at PA. It's the loudest thing ever.
But then you have, like, I suppose, this season when you're looking back on, obviously you had the European games. One that like stands out to me, I think, maybe I've mentioned it here already, was Santa Clara.
Yep, that was a big achievement.
Beating them 2-1 away in Portugal was, I don't think, something many fans expected.
No, that was...
When I say many, I don't think any, really.
Yeah, that's
to be putting it mildly, because
put it more accurately.
they're and they continue to be like one of the top Portuguese sides. They're as I said, they've taken points off the likes of your Benficas, your Bragas, and so on. So for Rovers to go there and win was huge. And as I said last week, it was around the same time that Stephen Bradley's son Josh got the all clear, rung the bell, and then you had supporters chanting his name in Portugal. And then of course Bradley, as you see in the video, Bradley gets a bit glassy. Someone cutting onions around him.
Someone's cutting onions, yeah. No, it would make it emotional, realistically.
It would, but when I saw the video of his son ringing the bell,
you were getting emotional.
Someone all of a sudden tried to cut onions in front of me, and I was like, "What are you doing? I'm trying to watch a video here."
Yeah.
But no, it's nice to see. It's always a fan. Bradley also spoke of that in the program notes, saying that everything the club has achieved, it's we.
Yeah.
He emphasised that the whole way through.
Yeah.
He's kind of saying about Rovers winning the double. He speaks of saying we, and when he obviously elaborates and saying when he says fans. We, it's the players, staff, coaches, everyone. And the supporters.
Yeah, it's all a big family.
Well, this is it. But the amount of effort that everyone puts in to support the club, going home, going away, going outside of Ireland. Last year was Larne.
Yeah, a far journey.
But no, for the supporters, that've gone to Portugal, that've gone to Kosovo, that've gone to Gibraltar.
Yeah.
Then the Conference League, going to Prague, Athens, and going to Reykjavik.
Yeah, they're all far journeys.
Yeah, they're. But it's always hats off to the supporters who've made majority of them trips, if not all of them.
No credit where credit's due. Fair play to them for making them journeys.
Yeah, it's
all around Europe. I'd say it costs a pretty penny.
Well, that's it. It's the biggest. It burns. I'm sure it's not. it doesn't take long to burn a hole in the pocket of supporting Rovers home and away
No.
across Europe into the European qualifiers. And even, we've done it
Yeah.
in terms of following them around the country more so.
Yeah, more so the country than the rest of Europe.
Yeah, there's been times where it's been work until say 4 or 5 o'clock on a Monday, and then Rovers are away to Sligo on a Monday night at 7:45.
You're in
Driving
the car,
2.5 hours and driving 2.5 hours back on the same night, and all Rovers fans in big numbers do it
every week.
Yeah, us included.
Yeah, I don't know where. Yeah,
I don't know why you keep saying it as if you only go to the home ones or something.
I suppose.
But no, look, it's nice to kind of look back and
reflect on a
successful
season.
And look, there's nothing you'd rather be doing than following Shamrock Rovers up and down the country.
Yeah.
And particularly, the long trips. We had in Galway. We got the bus.
Yeah, we were on a supporters bus to Galway, that was fun.
That was fun, and then a fellow getting yappy at the end. And he essentially gets kicked off the bus.
A few too many Stellas.
That was it.
Happened to the best of us.
Yeah, but no, it's been a great season. It's another season following Rovers. It's been another season following Rovers around Ireland more so than Europe. For the fans who do make it around Europe as well, on top of that is huge. You should be giving yourself a huge amount of credit.
Yeah, of course.
Even if the wife at home maybe or the husband at home isn't too fond of you spending most of the money on a trip to Santa Clara. But no, it's something that that's with Rovers. That's where everyone's joined.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you're in the south stand, the east stand, when you can get a ticket.
Yeah, it doesn't matter
the west or the north.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where you are.
And it's nice to see. Everyone's brought together for the one cause, and that's hoping to see Shamrock Rovers win a game of football. And when you're there,
there's a nice sense of community.
There is. And look, I don't know about you, but I'm already looking forward to next season. I am.
Yeah.
Some of it, to an extent, you're kind of like good that but then, say for example on Thursday or ahead of Thursday, I thought to myself, I was like, Rovers are finishing up on Thursday, and it's like a bit of a breather.
Yeah.
Earlier on today, I was like, I don't see Rovers for another
6 weeks.
6 weeks, I'm not used to it.
It's all right for me because I have exams. I have a 6-week break for exams.
That's why they made the break.
Yeah, it's for me.
They do. I don't have exams.
Have to respect moments from Rovers.
They paused the league.
Yeah, and then the end of January. So the festive season will well and truly be over at that point.
Yeah, be back to just normality.
Yeah, be missed.
Yeah. But
Rovers are coming back at least, so
yeah,
the silver lining to end for a bit. January can be miserable, but at least Rovers will be back soon enough.
The boys will be back in town.
Yeah.
But it's been, as I said, it's been a great season to follow Rovers, and it's it's one thing following your club home and away.
Yeah.
Seeing them also do unbelievably well is another.
Yeah,
and we're so lucky that we get to support this club that do win, and win on a consistent basis, and give these moments to supporters of celebrating the league in Tallaght against Sligo, celebrating the cup against Cork and Aviva, celebrating the European qualifiers as well. The playoffs.
Yeah,
that game against Santa Clara ended 0-0 in Tallaght.
Yeah,
winning 2-1 on aggregate. That was
massive.
That was one probably the best. Performance is probably not. Obviously, it's a 0-0 draw.
It's a 0-0 draw, but
the
doing it against such high quality opposition.
Yeah, and the meaning of it.
Yeah,
is something else.
Yeah, and it will be missed these next few months, but it'll be back soon.
Few months.
Oh,
where are you off to?
Month realistically, a few weeks.
No, I didn't know you were going on a break yourself.
Yeah, I'm after signing for Lincoln as well.
You have a Lincoln City season ticket on the way. You, Josh Honohan, maybe Stephen McPhail.
Yeah, we're all going over together. actually behind the club. That's what he saw.
It comes as a trio package. That's what they're paying 500,000 for.
Yeah, that's what the add-ons are for.
yeah. Achievable add-ons.
Yeah.
If Adam and Stephen McPhail join along.
No, but yeah, it will be missed. But you were right. I was the same with the same idea of like, oh, it's a nice little breather. There's no Rovers. But then I'm like, there's no Rovers.
yeah, you're saying it in two different tones all of a sudden. Like, there's no Rovers. There's no Rovers.
Yeah, it's something good out on a Friday evening.
It's a bit like when Kevin says in Home Alone. It's like when he wishes for his family to be gone. He's like,
yeah,
I made my family disappear.
Yeah, so, you realise it sinks in.
Then it sinks in. You go, oh well, this is not all it's glammed up to be. The off season.
Where else would you get Home Alone references?
Well,
Shamrock Rovers.
Well, I thought it's the festive season. We may as well keep it festive.
I suppose.
If this was an audio podcast, we'd put your Christmas tree in here as well.
Yeah, if it was video.
Or if it's video, sorry.
We'd have Die Hard running in the background.
Well, once it's not copyright.
Yeah, true.
Don't want to be going down.
Yeah. Bruce Willis will be coming for us.
But I suppose looking ahead to next year.
Yeah.
Another big season in store.
Yeah, another big season, which, as we mentioned a few times, opens with the President's Cup.
Against
Dundalk, the first home game. Shelbourne, the first away game.
Yeah, it's a tough first five fixtures even.
Yeah,
Shelbourne, Pats, Bows, Derry all in that first five.
Yeah, some big games at the start of the season, and then there'll be a bank holiday Monday in April.
Yeah, that's the
against
day
Shels.
after. Or is that the 6th?
The 6th, yeah.
That's the day after my birthday though. So it's a
There you go.
weekend.
Rovers.
Double Rovers.
Rovers on the Monday.
Rovers, yeah, they're playing on the Friday before. And
Yeah,
on the Monday
Easter
after.
Monday,
So
yeah.
I got me double Rovers fixed.
Rovers Shels on Easter Monday. It'll be a nice 5:00 game. They're always quite nice. Just before that as well is the Waterford game. So Waterford away to open the weekend, and Shelbourne at home to close the weekend, the Easter weekend.
Yeah, well,
Good Friday in Waterford.
Yeah,
And Waterford's new crest as well.
Yeah, and of course they have former Shamrock Rovers midfielder Conan Noonan on a permanent too. So
then a few other kind of notable early kickoffs and stuff. There's another 5:00 kickoff in May for the May bank holiday. Trotted at home. Yeah, that was not. I do like them 5:00 kickoffs on a
prefer
Monday.
2:00.
I would like a 2:00.
Yeah.
I would much prefer 2. We've only ever really had one 2:00 kickoff.
Yeah. Well, we had the 2:00. Yeah, on the Monday. Yeah.
Yeah.
That was Bows and Tallaght.
Yeah,
Didn't end well either. But
no, so maybe we shouldn't want the 2:00.
And Josh scored in that game as well.
Yeah, he did. So
the league is scheduled to conclude on the Friday,
the 30th.
Yeah, like Saturday finished last season on Saturday, and that changed a bit. So
I didn't like the Saturday finish.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
I like it Friday. If it's Friday all year, just stick with Friday. Don't be trying to change it up now on the last day.
Yeah, there's two sides of it, because it was announced when the fixtures got released. It was confirmed that it was a Saturday.
Yeah,
and that was, but it was supposed to be 7:45 on Saturday, and then they changed coming up to it to 4:30. So my thought is, if they're going to go back to a Saturday, will they do that? Will they change it closer to the time? You never know.
It might.
Because realistically, do you want to go to Dundalk on a Friday night?
Yeah, before Halloween is a spooky season in Oriel Park.
But they probably won't put it on Halloween then, will they?
No, they won't move to the Saturday because everyone will be out trick or treating.
Well, Rovers might be getting a sweet treat that day. The League of Ireland Premier Division trophy.
Well, hopefully it's before that.
Yeah.
So they can lift it at home rather than...
Lift it at home against Sligo again.
Yeah. Rather than it being in Oriel Park. But
yeah, I can still hear it now.
Yeah. I'll always remember that away day where it took us 3 hours to get there.
Oh.
Because there was an accident on the M50. Was that this season? Or was
I was
that
just about to
season?
ask you that. No, because you're not in the league.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was...
Yeah, taking 3 hours to get to Dundalk.
The delay kickoff.
Delayed kickoff, and that was the only celebration. Was me driving and you saying beside me in the car. They've just announced they're delaying kickoff, and we celebrated in the car.
Yeah,
and then they lost.
Yeah,
and then that was it.
That was
That was all she wrote, really.
And then getting a Burger King on the way home. That was about it for that day.
The best part of that day was, the best part of the day was, of course, hearing the delayed kickoff.
Yeah, because we knew we'd actually get to watch some of the game then.
The second was, at one point we debated, are we going to even make this when we're in town?
Oh, yeah,
Driving through town.
we were coming up towards the RDS.
Yeah, and I was like, should we even? I was like, cause I won't. But then the only thing that stopped me from turning around, because I was like, it was Google Maps was going up and up and up, the whole lot. As everyone is familiar with Google Maps and traffic, especially nowadays with the M50. But
Yeah, at capacity.
yeah, well, this is it. So then I was like, we're not even on the right track here.
No.
And then we're going through town.
Yeah, we were debating whether we just get out and go to a pub to
I
watch.
was going to just leave the car there in the middle of the road at one point,
Yeah,
just let it roll. And then, yeah, so then we're going through town, we don't know, and then I just see 3 Rovers players hop out of the car in front of me, and they go to, they do something
Yeah,
down an alleyway.
need to take a break.
Exactly, they needed to relieve themselves, let's just say,
And
to
then,
keep
yeah.
it PG. But so then I thought, oh, well, I was like, okay, we're not turning back now. We're on the road. These are doing the same route we are.
Up by the tree arena through the port tunnel.
And then
that was
it
It was what? It was like 6 o'clock. After 6 o'clock, the price of the port tunnel
dropped.
and we were sat there at like 5:52, just hoping we'd get across. It was like 2 or 3 quid in the difference as well.
Yeah.
It goes cheaper.
I think it was a tenner. I think it started like the time, whatever way it worked. I think it was like a tenner until a certain time.
Yeah.
And we were looking at the watch, saying if we hold it, if we don't get there for another 5 minutes or something, it's going to be €4
we
cheaper.
get there struggling around for
I'm there bringing the car to the corner flag just to avoid going through it. But then the traffic did that, and it ended up being cheaper. Here we are reviewing 2024.
Yeah, it was just, it was an absolute disaster of a time.
A disaster class.
Yeah.
But other than that, I suppose that's it.
That's it for the year.
That's weird.
That's a wrap.
Isn't it? Yeah. Look, we'll begin by thanking everyone for supporting the page. It's obviously we've only made this in October, so we're only in existence a couple of months.
Yeah, we were late to the season, like.
Yeah, well, 'tis the season to be jolly. But yeah, no. Look, obviously we're late to the game. We're in existence the past couple of months now. We do appreciate everyone following the page.
Yeah.
Everyone who listens to it. I know it sounds cliche, but we do genuinely. Everyone who takes the time to read an article or two, that goes up on the page or follows us on social media, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, follows on YouTube and TikTok as well. And we're getting a little bit active on that.
Yeah.
You'll see as time unfolds. But no, look, obviously without the support from the listeners and followers, this wouldn't be possible.
No.
This wouldn't be possible without.
We still wouldn't be sat here.
Like the way Stephen Bradley says "we."
Oh.
But no, look, obviously, it's been great to do this as well. We began. Look, my intentions of this was kind of to run it for a couple of months and see how it kind of goes.
Yeah.
And we'll go from there. We'll make a decision afterward, on if we're going to run into if we're going to go for the full season next year. That was always the thought was, and that kind of gave us the benefit, I suppose, as well, that of starting in October, meaning you get 2 solid months of running, seeing how it goes,
just to see, kind of like a trial period.
Yeah, exactly that. And well, we'll announce that we will be running next season. The
inside scoop here.
The book doesn't stop here.
No, it doesn't. The story's not finished.
Yeah, so we'll be back for next year, and we'll be going again. We'll take a little bit of a break over the festive period, a well earned break, I think, as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, like as I've said already, everyone who follows this page and engages with it in any way, thank you, because that's what makes it worthwhile, is seeing people who give back to it in any way. If you like it, if you share it, if you comment, if you listen to the podcast, it doesn't matter. If you read an article, it doesn't. watch a video, whatever it is. It goes a
all
long way.
helps. It really does all help. And thank you everyone who's liked, listened, shared, done anything. You're appreciated, and thank you for a great end to 2025, and we'll be ready for 2026 soon enough.
Exactly. Yeah, we don't have that long of a break in anyways,
No.
do we? As well as that, obviously they don't do the podcast, but do want to thank Mark McDermott and George Kelly as well, who provide us with the pictures on a consistent basis. And when I say it's more than consistent, it's every week. It's more,
Yeah.
something more than once a week.
Yeah.
And similar to the way me and you are sat here doing a podcast, without the pictures, sure,
There'd be nothing.
it wouldn't be possible.
Yeah.
So thank you to them as well. They're a huge part. They play a huge role in it as well as you do as well.
Yeah.
And mate, doing the podcast here and doing the articles as well. So look,
It's yeah. They really do have to be thanked. So thank you, Mark, and thank you, George. Really,
yeah,
those articles wouldn't be anything without a picture. Really,
yeah, like
just be empty text.
You're not gonna read it, are you?
No.
Struggle to read my own articles at the best at times. But no, other than that, thanks as always for listening. Make sure you do follow us, like this, share it, listen to it, tell everyone about it. Follow us on social media platforms at the Milltown Way across all of them: Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Spotify, everywhere. And other than that, from us, Merry Christmas
and a Happy New Year as well.
and a Happy New Year, and we'll chat to you in the new year.
See you next year.